everyone, my name is Stephanie Romero and I'm a licensed professional counselor at Family Houston. Today I will be talking to you about ways to cope with what's going on right now with the COVID-19, as many people have been forced to stay home. I wanted to start off with a breathing technique that I myself use a lot with my clients and on a daily basis that really helps kind of trigger our brain to release calming hormones. So I want us to all take a deep breath in, and as we breathe in, I want you to think of the word calm, and as we breathe out, I want you to think of the word mind. So let's practice it together. Ready? Again, thinking the word calm, and as we breathe out, think of the word mind. Now that your brain has activated its calming hormones and you're able to focus a lot more, I'll be talking to you about different things that you can do throughout the day with your family, as an adult, and with your kids that you can do to create some more stability around these times. Some things that can very much still help are still creating some kind of structure to your day, still having a flexible, maybe a little more flexible schedule for yourself and for your kids, because of course they're not in school, so they're not going to be having from 9 to 10 math, 10 to 11 science, but you can still do activities such as those things. You know, let's do some math problems, let's do like a science experiment, let's make things fun, because they're also very stressed out. They also are very uncertain about what's going to go on. When am I going to go see my friends again? When am I going to go back to school again to see my teachers? Routine is a very important component, not just for kids but for adults too, to feel some kind of productivity throughout the day. So a few more fun activities that you can do right at home with your kids is, I recently saw a parent post their child in front of a TV screen that had a beach on it. I thought this was so funny because you can do so much with this. You can now pretend that you're at the beach. Let's make a story. Let's pretend like we are at the beach. What will we be doing? Let's, put some big seashells out and then pretend like we're collecting seashells. Right now, especially since we're not really going out to do activities, there's a lot of things that you can still do at home. A lot of people are YouTubing different things. There's actually like a YouTube title of quarantine activities that you can do with kids. It's very effective. You can do a lot of different things by just using what we already have, like technology. We already use social media, we watch the news, we do a lot of different things on our phones. This is the time to move towards a different way of creating, towards a different way of not just creating but communicating. A lot of people are feeling sad and lonely because they're not talking to their friends, they're not talking to their coworkers, they're not really seeing people as much, but people are creating, virtual sites. I, for example, had a virtual dinner with my friend just a few days ago. It was great. I got to talk to my friends. A lot of people are having these virtual chats. How can we use what we already have to our advantage? We already use technology on a daily basis. Maybe right now is the time to move forward with how we are using technology. And so there's two more things I want to touch on, one of them being validating emotions, and lastly, acceptance. So we'll start with validating emotions. It is totally normal right now to feel everything you are feeling, not just for you, but for your kids. It is important right now to tell the kids it is totally okay to be nervous, it's totally okay to be sad, it's totally okay to be everything you're feeling. Because I'm feeling that too, and you know what, we're gonna get through this together. It's okay to sit with those emotions for a little bit and let's process them. Let's talk about what is making you sad, what's making you nervous, what's making you scared, and then once we've talked about it, okay, what are different ways that we can look at this instead of just staying stuck in that emotion of sadness. One thing I always stress to my clients is emotion is momentary. Emotions last for a few minutes, few hours. Allow yourself to sit with that for a little bit if you want to, and then remind yourself that emotion does not affect your mood. So you can be sad and still be in a good mood. The sadness that you're feeling right now does not have to affect the rest of your day. It does not have to affect the rest of your week. we as a community have gone through things before. I'm always thinking back to Hurricane Harvey and how really our community united to create, Houston Strong. This is a time to, continue doing that, coming together as a community, because we're not the only ones facing this. The whole world is facing this, and a lot of people have been able to come out victorious from this. So how can we do our part? How can we still maintain, that Houston Strong mentality to feel like we have a purpose in this, reminding our kids that they also have a purpose, telling them, hey, that you can be a superhero right now. You can, by just washing your hands and staying home and doing, things that are instructed to keep us safe, you're saving the world. And that's something to be very proud about. And lastly, I wanted to talk about acceptance. Acceptance is really important right now. Why? Because this is our reality. As much as some people may not like it, or you may like it, this might be people's daily lives, and people make jokes about that I've been doing quarantine for my whole life. This is nothing new to me. But in all seriousness, acceptance is something that is very, very important in order for us to move forward with being able to come out successfully out of it. So I want to end with the definition of acceptance. Acceptance is meeting reality where it's at and experiencing it fully. That means being aware, I know that I have to stay at home. This is what I have to do right now. Take a deep breath in. I'm okay with this. So thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that the information I gave you was informative, and I hope that you guys are able to practice some of the things that we talked about today. I really hope that everyone can be safe during these times, and just remind yourself that we're all in this together.